Hello, 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 and welcome, my Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your soulmate contract read. Timeless, but for February, March 2020, depending upon when you are watching this. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Join the Circle Productions, in business since 1998. Professional witch, professional intuitive, and really, really happy to be doing this new series. I love doing the soulmate contract readings, and you will probably catch on as to why. But if you are new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers, getting closer and closer every day, so I can do all the cool stuff that you can do once you hit 1,000, like super live chat, which we're going to have fun with. Why? Because I'm the fun one on YouTube. I'm the fun one. Dionysian archetype since birth. Yeah. We're going to have some fun talking to the pantheons and all of that. That being said, let's get down to this particular reading. To start off with, this is a general read. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. So please do check your other signs. Not everything resonates with everybody all the time. This is a rather complex spread. 21 cards in all. Will take a little while. So please just sift through it. I'm going to keep it fun. I'm going to keep it enjoyable. And I'm going to keep it entertaining because, like I said, I'm the fun one. Cool. So please do check your other signs. Particularly, I find my Venus signs to be particularly helpful in Libra when it comes to soulmate stuff. But let's quickly define soulmate, shall we? Because there's twin flame and there's soulmate. They're not the same thing. They're both soul contracts, but the foundation of the contracts are very, very different. Let's just say in a soulmate, the foundation, the bottom line of that contract is you help each other heal. Right, regardless of the form, whether it's romantic, sexual, parental, sibling, friend, coworker, boss, whatever the paradigm is, you help each other heal. That's why we call them satisfying soulmate relationships, right? But in particular, for these, we're looking at the romantic, sexual ones. Why? Because we all want that happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic contract. So my guides gave me this spread to sort of identify who they are, right? And we're going to do one side of the table, divine feminine, the other divine masculine. That's your job to intuit which of these two parties, if you will, in a contract that are you. And then the other one will be your soulmate, the romantic, sexual, all of that kind of cool stuff. That's what these readings are for, because those are the ones people really want to know about, right? So let's dig in and have some fun with this, but please do remember to breathe as you go. The more we are partnering with our breath, being in the present moment, the more access to the readings we have. I'm going to do the same thing, mind you, so that I can really draw from source that exists in the present moment, that being in with the breath allows me to ring the silent bell of the divine within. That's where the readings are coming from. I am a mystic. I'm not just a reader. I'm not just a clairvoyant empath, which I am, but my divinatory skills, intuitive skills, are based on vows I made to my pantheons of gods, goddesses, angels. You get the deal, right? So I'm held to a different standard. I'm definitely held to different rules. But that's why I'm so much fun, because the gods just tell me the tea, but they're never going to reveal the whole picture. That's not how they work. Hence mystery, a mystic. Cool. So if we're all breathing, you'll be able to sense it, right? Because you'll be tuning to the same present moment, even though we are not in the same present moment. Cool. Let's dive in. 21 cards. Here we go. We're going to start with the Caroline Mace archetype deck. To get one card to represent the divine feminine, one for the divine masculine, you should be able to figure out pretty quickly which is which, like which one you are. If not, totally valid if you resonate with both, but just keep following along. It will give you more information as we go. Cool? Nice deep breath. Still point. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please. One card for the divine feminine in this Aries collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, soulmate contract. For February-ish 2020, who's the divine feminine here in this contract? And while we're here, who's the divine masculine in this Aries soulmate contract? There we go. Before I turn these over, keep in mind, archetypes are neutral. These cards are written with words on them for the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I start with the shadow attribute to kind of get the ookie out of the way, because the shadow of any archetype is horrible, toxic, painful, ruthless often. So that shows you the lead, if you will, the shadow that has to be brought into the light, which this soulmate contract, whether you've met or not, you're helping each other heal, right? Sorry, I snuggled a kitty before and I have black cat hair on my face. It'll take a while for that to go away. And look, I'm wearing white for you today. What a change. I'm doing laundry later tonight. All my black, nice black stuff is in the laundry. So let's see who we're dealing with here, shall we? The Divine Feminine. Well, we have the Exorcist archetype for the Divine Feminine, and we have the Bully for the Divine Masculine. Wow, talk about an Aries couple. And I mean that with all the love necessary in the world. The shadow attribute of the Divine Feminine Exorcist, fear of facing your own demons. Well, mind you, then everybody must have that one because we don't necessarily run headlong into them willingly. But the fear of facing your own inner demons, we all have them. Our fears, our addictions, our attachments, our toxicities, right? So the light attribute, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. So the toxicity, the demons need not become totally destructive, right? Wreaking havoc on your life so much as they can be alchemized, preventing them from freeing yourself from those very destructive impulses. Like when you don't get what you want, like when the inner child has been denied something that it wants but might not be good for it, how it can tantrum and break shit. The Exorcist is just that. But remember, exorcism is essentially a form of blessing. I'm a witch. I've done it. Yeah. Oh, let's do a house blessing. It's an exorcism, honey. It's exactly what it is. You're getting rid of old people, you know, the old stuff. It's an exorcism. It means to remove negativity, essentially. But the Bully archetype is very current. This may or may not be current so much in the world, but the Bully archetype, whoa, is it ever everywhere, right? The shadow attribute for this divine masculine conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. So understand, behind every bully there's a coward, there's a terrified child. Again, goes back to inner child stuff, right? Not just what happened to you in this life as a child, but the inner child, if you see it as the heart chakra, the emotional body, is holding on to all of the unprocessed emotion, anger, fear, shame, blame, all of that stuff that you push it down. Who deals with that well as a kid, right? So often in our relationships is how we work this stuff out. The light attribute, what you're shooting for here if you're the divine masculine, highlights your tendency to intimidate others. So in other words, you kind of get, oh my God, I'm intimidating somebody right now. I didn't even realize. Look at the look on their face. Oh my God, I'm being intimidating. Sometimes you don't know, right? You might just be having a bad day. So it highlights that. It's like, oh, probably intimidating people and not realizing it. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you, which is what's creating this toxicity in the shadow. So that's what I mean. What a great combo for a soulmate contract, because the divine feminine looks like she might have the skills to exorcise the demons from the divine masculine, and the bully might really be able to get that, oh my God, you're helping me become less intimidating and helping me deal with my own fears. So there's always going to be a symbiotic. That's the other thing. Soulmate, satisfying, soothing, symbiotic, right? So a really good give and take there. What we're going to do to help you identify deeper this divine feminine and divine masculine is we're going to use two different tarot decks. 5 cards, element spread, one of my favorite quickie spreads. We're going to be doing Daughters of the Moon, Fire, Earth, Air, Water, Spirit for the divine feminine, and we're going to be using the Mythic Tarot for the divine masculine bully. Shall we? Let's ask the goddesses, the voices of the divine feminine itself, half the universal energy that exists. Nice deep breath. Still point. Oh my goddesses, that was lovely. Please, like a good deep breath. Oh my goddesses, please, the decks are blessed. Please, I need 5 cards. 5 cards, please, for this divine feminine exorcist archetype. Element of fire, what does she want? Element of earth, what does she have to help her get what she wants? Fire of air, what is she thinking? Power of air, what is she thinking? Power of water, what is she feeling? And power of spirit, give us an indication of where she is on her soul path. Please, top 5 cards. You let me know when you're ready. You are ready. Ready? Clean cut, maiden, mother, crone. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's do this for the Divine Feminine. I'm just going to put it on a piece of selenite so I do not shuffle those cards again, right? So element of fire for the Divine Feminine, what is it that she really wants, right? The High Priestess, she wants deeper intuition, deeper knowing, deeper internal experience, right? Deeper guidance, deeper grace, and / or to be used by the divine. Now look, that makes sense for an exorcist, right? Let me be a priest or a priestess. Oh, divine masculine, divine feminine has nothing to do with gender. Can't believe I forgot to say that in the intro. Nothing to do with physical gender, Y chromosomes or otherwise. So this can be a male or a female. We're talking divine masculine, divine feminine in terms of energetic dynamic. I will remember that for the rest of the readings now that I forgot it. So that would make sense that essentially a shaman, right? Shamans are usually in the exorcism business, so are witches. You can be a shamanic witch for sure, but then wanting to be used as a vessel of the divine to work through, as well wanting to be able to know the deeper secrets, right? To understand the deeper mysteries through the subconscious, more through the emotion. And do keep in mind that the High Priestess in terms of maiden, mother, and crone is maiden. In this deck there is also the Empress, mother, and the Hermit, crone. Cool, cool? Something virginal there, at least in terms of being unowned or untried, perhaps. What does she have to help her get what she wants? Okay, air card, criticism, 9 of Blades. Now, if you think of 9 of Blades in the Rider-Waite deck, it's that being up all night, right? Those swords above the bed and grabbing your head. And if you ever get to look at the card itself, look at the quilt, there's zodiacal signs on there. It's a very fascinating card. I love the Rider-Waite deck. It's how I started. But the art on this one just works for me in a different way. Criticism is what this card is called, which is about critical focus. Takes it out of that nightmare-y stuff, although it can be, if there are negative influences here, demons to be fraught and fought, then that can be the obsessive thinking part of this. But if it's what it is that she has to help her get what she wants, then perhaps it is a focusing of the mind. Mantra work, meditation, sitting in the silence, more Eastern rather than Western forms of meditation, but certainly some sort of spiritual practice mentally, right? That's just lovely, 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 lovely. So what she wants, what she's got to get her, what she wants, that seems like that could work. What's the element of air? What's she thinking? She's thinking about the Divine Masculine. It's the Emperor card and the Hierophant card. This is a feminine deck. I understand why they would take the Hierophant and the Emperor and amalgamate them into one card. But the god Pan, one of the gods of my pantheon, right? Many theos, many gods. So definitely the Divine Masculine energy is on her mind, thinking about her. I'm just saying her because it's divine feminine. Again, this could be a guy, right? This could be a male. And in the collective, they're saying, yes, there are plenty of men watching this that will identify more with this side than that side. So we're good. But just to know that if you are the divine masculine watching this, she's thinking about, if not you as the divine masculine, whether or not you are the emperor yet. We all go through phases of that. But she's definitely thinking more about her divine partnership, as well as her mind is very structured and procedural. I'm getting that there's something about this shaman, this exorcist, because exorcism is a process, right? It is a step-by-step, no matter what tradition you learn it through. I mean, I learned it through Wicca and witchcraft. Big diff, right? Then, well, the tools are different. Though salt is salt, right? Holy water is holy water, no matter who makes it. It's blessed. So definitely a procedural mind here, which is indicative both of the Emperor in terms of strategy and the Hierophant in terms of levels and degrees of spiritual enlightenment. So even if it's not leadership or spiritually based, definitely the mind is showing something structural and procedural, right? What's she feeling? Well, I gotta say, this is now the third major arcana card. We'll get there in a second. It's a really good one, too. So we've got the High Priestess and the Emperor slash, if you like, High Priest or Hierophant. Emotionally, she's got Amaterasu, the Sun card. So feeling very happy, very much perhaps a happy force to be contend with, particularly if you're demonic, particularly if you're depressed. This might be one of those really inherently happy people that is that light that banishes shadow. So definitely an emotional high here, whether she's like that 24/7. I don't really know anybody who's like that 24/7, 365. But a lovely, lovely feeling in terms of this contract. Feels like she's ready. Now, she may not know all the secrets. She may not know the when, the where, the who, if you all have not met yet. But my sense is if you have met, she's feeling good about it. We'll know as we go. One more card for the card of spirit, like really a point of view of her soul. Where is she in her soul development here? And we've got the Piscean card, obviously a water card, right? The mermaid, Mamiwatu, Mamiwatu, a mermaid goddess of sorts. So really in her soul, in her emotions, really connecting to the deeper intuition and the collective unconscious, which is part of the 12th house dynamic. Pisces, 12th sign, 12th house, the collective unconscious, the unconscious mind, etc. And definitely highly intuitive here. She may be able to feel someone's demonic, darker, painful, impacted stuff going on. I just hope she knows when it's somebody else and not herself. As an empath myself, it took me decades to realize what I was feeling wasn't all me. Yeah, the tip of the iceberg might have been my trigger, but everything else underneath it, yeah, there might have been some emotional baggage there that I hadn't processed, unpacked, and put away yet, but definitely the majority of it has been in the collective, feeling things that everyone is feeling, even if there's no one around for miles, right? That's the quantum for you. That's the quantum field. Fascinating here. Let's take a look at the divine masculine bully. Now remember, bullies are afraid, right? That's why the shadow side of it conceals deep fear behind verbal or physical abuse. Now, the second somebody tries to raise a hand on me, I'm out the door. I'm the youngest of four. I know how to fight, but I will not do harm. And that's not a Wiccan thing. That's a quantum thing. I'm no longer Wiccan. I don't identify as Wiccan. I'm a witch. It means I can beg, borrow, and steal truth, power, and wisdom wherever it comes from. As long as it's for the well-being of all. That's my ethic. Because I'm a mystic. I told you I made vows. Let's have a look-see-duck-see at this bully, shall we? Nice deep breath. Still point. My gods, please, top 5 cards, element spread, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. For this divine masculine bully, fire, what does he want? Earth, what has he got to help him get what he wants? Air, what is he thinking? Water, what is he feeling? And spirit, point of view of the soul. Where is he in his soul journey at this time? Please, my gods, son, father, sage, son, father, sage, which is the male equivalent, divine masculine equivalent of maiden, mother, and crone. So, element of fire, what he want? Well, major arcana card right off the bat, the death card, Hades, one of mine. I love him so much. Everybody's afraid of him. Yeah, he's going to get everybody eventually anyway. And by the way, he's a god of transformation. He kind of cleans you up and sends you back as a baby, right? I love him. He's wonderful. The ender of pain, the ender of suffering. He's amazing. And really, Tartarus is just a teeny tiny part. That's the hell part of the underworld. Everything else is rather lovely. The Elysian Fields. I love the Elysian Fields. It's the spa section. Talk about rejuvenation. Soul exfoliation. wants transformation. That's what this bully wants. Wants change. Wants death. Now, not the death of someone, not feeling that, but definitely wants to transform. Most likely transform these fears. If we're talking the language of alchemy, definitely wants to transform, or better yet, the word transmute, his lead into gold. The deep fears into that awareness, right? That awareness of, oh, I'm being intimidating and I totally don't mean to, and I don't need to be intimidated by these thoughts. They're just thoughts, but that's a lot easier said than done. This is a major arcana card. This is a major deal going through. So definitely wants to experience some sort of transformation, most likely personal, right? What has he got? The wick and wax that feeds the flame, the element of earth, the fuel for the fire. Well, interesting. The Page of Swords has the ability to communicate, but in a simple, they use the word immature a lot, like an immature way, but that doesn't mean childish necessarily, but just means in its beginning stages, right? It's not an oak tree, it's an acorn. Hi. Right? Hi. Relationships often start. Lifelong relationships. Hi. Start with hi, right? Nice to meet you. So there's definitely Zephyrus here, god of the winds. Is this Zephyrus or Aeolus? I think it's Aeolus, actually, one of the winds. I forget which direction. But definitely an ability to communicate here. But because it's a page, it can be perhaps a little immature in the sense of not fully developed, but nor should, if you have not met yet, should the introduction, should the communication be War and Peace, day one, right? So to keep it simple, keep it safe, keep it general, keep it friendly, but that's what's going to help him somehow create this, is by communicating, perhaps saying to someone, I don't know what to do, I need help. Like, I need help. 3 words that can create a life change if you say it to the right people at the right time in the right way, right? Because we all need help. Oh, honey, please, I've got, yes, as much as I have a spirit team, like, remember those old Verizon commercials? The dude had all of those people behind him, like one cell phone, but thousands of people. That's my spirit team in front of me. I see them around my pantheons. They're all friends, thankfully. But there are times when I have to reach out to actual people and ask for help, right? Because I'm going through something that might be a little darker than I am ready to deal with. And by the way, who better to ask than an exorcist? Even if they don't identify as that. Really, shamans and exorcists, there's a lot similar there because they go into the underworld, the dream time. There's an interdimensional aspect there. So I would say the exorcist is definitely part of the divine family. The bully, I believe, part of either the action family. I think it's the action family or the wild card. Can't remember right now. It doesn't really matter. Interesting so far for the divine masculine. What's he thinking? All right. 3 of Wands, a card of loyalty, right? A card of even waiting. Right, the 3 of Wands, it's like, no, I will wait. He's thinking about it, thinking about what he wants, looking at the larger picture of it, the journey that probably needs to be taken. Yes, there are some transformations that are instant, like being struck by lightning. But then there's the recovery, right? And sometimes lightning does kill, right? So, well, there's your death. It happened in a second. This feels more like considering, thinking about what it's going to take, the loyalty to heal within himself. Now remember, the bottom line of a soulmate contract is you help each other heal. So he may very well need to ask for help, that there are certain things we cannot heal on our own, not that we're dependent on others, but sometimes that's just how it's contracted. That's just how the script is written, that sometimes our greatest healing is the ability to ask for help because we believe that it's a sign of weakness to need help. We're really asking for help, as cliche as it is a sign of strength because you have to reach out beyond your own fear and how others may perceive you. Understanding that, please, nobody does it 100% alone all the time. Not even the great mystics did. They all had to ask for help. And sometimes they got help from angels, and sometimes they got help from people. Go read Siddhartha. Not necessarily the Hermann Hesse version, but the story of how Siddhartha became the Buddha, and how a bowl of, I think, rice and milk saved his life from a woman. Interesting. Had to ask for help. He was starving. Wrong story, but a good one. What's he feeling here? Our divine masculine bully. Well, the Knight of Cups, definitely the romantic urge. I just had a client today. Oh, my first Skype client from the UK. It was a lot of fun. Made a new friend. It was really, really a wonderful reading. Looking here at the Piscean card, there's even a little fishy in the water there to indicate the Pisces card. But as I said to him, there are 4 knights, right? One for each element. But they all go at different speeds. Now, I was trained in horseback English saddle. Hated it. I hated English. Like, give me Western. Give me something to hold on to. But you learn the speeds. There is gallop, there is canter, there is trot, and there is walk. I did them in decelerating order there. So this is trot, right? This is, you know, trotting along, trotting along. It's not the walk of the Virgo. This is the trot of the Pisces. So the romantic knight, the one looking for something emotional. So you got a water card in the water position here for the Divine Masculine, which I like a lot. So there's some emotions going on here, but keep in mind with the bully, might be a little afraid of rejection, might be a little afraid of abuse, like maybe becoming abusive because of past experiences, hence the desire for a total transformation perhaps, and understand that it is the relationship that will most likely help him transform. So might have the emotional romantic impulse there, the desire, the warmth of the heart, wanting to be softer, wanting to be more emotional. And let's keep in mind, they both have the Pisces card. Her in the spirit of position, him in the position of water. So there might be a very strong intuitive connection between those two, her in the soul, him in the emotional world, or the intuitive field. Cool. One more down. What's going on with his soul? What's the point of view of his soul? Well, another water card, the Scorpio card, Queen of Cups, fixed water, deep waters, deep. I think they say still waters run deep. This is deep. Now, keeping in mind, those could be fears. Probably are deeply held, long undealt with, if you like, stagnant water type fears going on here. Does this make him a Scorpio? Not necessarily, but with the Death card there too, the Scorpio card, kind of feeling that Plutonian transformative Phoenix transformation, death and rebirth dealio going on here for the Divine Masculine. So may very well take the Exorcist of the Divine Feminine to help him expel, free him from those negative tendencies, the destructive tendencies. Very, very, very interesting couple we've got here. So now you probably have a better idea of which one you are, yes? Let's ask the angels, 1 card each for each of them. Healing with the Angels Oracle. What's the healing that they have? Not what's coming in for them, but the healing angels that are already with them. In other words, this is something that they've had in their life for a while and are bringing to the contract, right? It's not the angel that's going to come in and heal them. It's like, what are the healing angels that they already have integrated, right? What do they bring? If they're going to help each other heal, this is what they bring to heal. So let's get them for the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine with a nice deep breath. Still point. My angels, please, 1 card for the Divine Feminine in this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, soulmate contract for February 2020-ish, though timeless. Please, what is the angel, the healing angel that walks with her, face down? And what is the healing angel that walks with this Divine Masculine in this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, soulmate contract, February 2020. Yeah, his vibe is a little herky-jerky. I feel like it's gas brake, gas brake, gas brake, gas brake. Like wants to but, conflicted, right? So, who's the angel for the Divine Feminine? She's good at balance, right? She's good at finding her balance. She's got that happy. She's got a lot of major arcana cards there. Remember, she's got the High Priestess, the Emperor / Hierophant and the card of the Sun, with that intensity of critical focus, with that intuitive, lovely, emotional soul going on there. This is someone who's managing to balance all of this stuff, both the spiritual and the physical, the emotional and the mental. That's just really lovely. So she brings balance to all of this. What's he bringing? Shocked. Archangel Michael, the angel of truth, the archangel of truth, right? Who holds the sword of truth, the sword of light that does what? Well, at least in Catholic iconography, it's Archangel Michael with his foot on the head of the devil, Satan, right? The Lord of lies, right? So it's about slaying that which is essentially unreal. It's about the clarity that dissolves illusion, the light that dissipates shadow. Very much an exorcisty kind of card. Oh, I made a new word, exorcisty. Who's she? She's my exorcisty. Great fun. Yeah, kind of heavy-duty Judy here, gotta say. That's feeling a little intense, considering all the Scorpio, Plutonian, Hadean stuff there for this bully. It feels like that he can be very intimidating even when he's speaking the truth, you know what I mean? Like, he may have a real clear POV, that's short for point of view, on what truth is, and very much wanting to use truth to clear up, heal, exorcise some of his fears that bully him, that make him intimidating to other people. I gotta say, got a feeling of a warrior archetype here, even though that's not the archetype that came up here. Again, can be a woman, need not be a man alone. Serious Amazon then, someone who's really had to fight for their space, for their sanity, for what they have, and might have their dukes up a bit defensive. And certainly Archangel Michael is the angel of protection and defense, so perhaps has been put in a bit of an I'm going to get the right word here, an angelic celestial cocoon while they process, might not know that they're actually going through a process of transformation, though very much wanting it. And isn't that the case? We catch on that that's what we want when we're already in the process of transformation. It's this new blessing that the gods gave me the other day. May you be blessed with all that you need before you know you need it. Oh, such a good blessing. May we all, please. So that might be what's going on here. Yeah, well, there's the quantum for you, the divine plan, etc. Now, this is a little different. I've done something like this before. We're going to use the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. I've divided them into 2 decks. The Suit of Problems, half the deck. The Suit of Luck, the Suit of Healing, and the Suit of Grace in the other, for the lead and gold balance. So what is the lead the Divine Feminine is bringing to the party? Same for the Divine Masculine. What is the gold that she's bringing to the party? The Divine Feminine's bringing to the party. Same with the Divine Masculine. Cool, so we'll put them face down, one for each. Breathe. Oh, it feels so good. Oh my gods. Oh, sorry, my Ascended Master's got a little lightheaded. Still point. My Divine Masters, please. What is the problem? What is the piece of lead that this Divine Feminine is bringing to this soulmate, this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract, February-ish, though timeless? What is it that she needs healing with, that she's bringing to this contract? That's for her. Same thing for him, please, for this Divine Masculine bully. What's he bringing? This Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, etc. Now let's get the gold, please. My Ascended Masters. What is the piece of luck, the piece of healing, or the piece of grace that this Divine Feminine Exorcist is bringing to this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract? February 2020 are timeless. Let's put her there. Okay, and for the Divine Masculine, same thing, please, my Ascended Masters. What's the piece of luck, the piece of grace, the piece of healing that he is bringing to this soulmate contract, Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, February 2020, or timeless. There we go. Let's see what the Ascended Master's got to say about all this. We'll start with the problem. Let's get it out of the way. Well, what's her problem? Her problem is bad choices, that she's made some bad choices in her life. Oh, just you? Just her? Oh, we've all made bad choices. It's how we learn how to make good choices. What just kills me about this card in a funny way is that she's eating an apple from a tree, but there's a worm on the other side that she can't see. So are we always aware that we're making bad choices when we make them? No. And here's the wisdom coming through from one of the masters. I can hear him. It's part of the quantum. You haven't done anything wrong. They only look like bad choices, but you needed to make them. They were scheduled. So if you're carrying excess guilt and self-recrimination, Divine Feminine, if you're the one watching this, keep in mind that bad choices are what lead to wise choices eventually. Well, will we admit it is the question. No, I didn't make a bad choice. No, you could say I did the best that I could and I still fucked up, so I didn't really fuck up because I had it. It couldn't have happened any other way. It was written that way, right? I have so many examples from my own life. I'm not going into them here, but I'm sure you can too. So what's the Divine Masculine, our bully here? What's his problem? What's your problem? Feeling unwanted. Okay? Does make sense. Bullies, unless they have a group of toadies or the head of a gang or belong to a gang or something, a toxic tribe, they're usually feeling very unwanted. Even when they have that sort of situation, they get that people fear them, not love them. So having people respect you out of fear doesn't warm the heart, right? Doesn't give you any comfort going home alone, right? So perhaps is getting that he is intimidating as fuck, right? And again, none of this is gender specific. I will make sure I say that in the rest of the readings. I will not forget that. Because I think it's important, right? Like I've got transgender people in my life and I always say to them, give me a week to get the pronouns right. I love you, whatever you choose. Because we're souls, not bodies. Do with your body whatever the fuck you want. Just don't hurt yourself, right? Harm none, harm none, harm none. But then again, that's more about the quantum than Wicca for me. What's the healing gift, the healing, the luck, the grace that she's bringing? Naughty. I love this card. I know, it's very Courage the Cowardly Dog. Naughty. Well, she's bringing a little naughtiness to the party, which feels like this Divine Masculine's going to get a kick out of. Well, she's an exorcist. She ain't afraid of getting her hands dirty. Look, she might not ever consider herself. And the power of Chris compels you. Who's Chris? I love that movie makes me laugh now. It terrified me as a kid. I saw it way too young, like 5, 6 years old. No wonder I'm a mystic. Yeah, let's get introduced to the dark divine early on, right? But brings that naughty, that funness. This is a card of luck, of the luck suit. So he's lucky. She's got a sense of humor. She doesn't mind coloring outside of the lines. You know, she's got a little Joan Jett in her blood. And she don't give a damn about her bad reputation. What is he bringing to the table? Joy. One of the suit of grace, that he really does want to and have joy, right? So these two could have a lot of fun together. It feels like there's not going to be a lot of standing on ceremony between these two. Like they've both been through hell. So they're like, let's skip the formalities. You want to go have a beer? Yeah, I'd love to, right? She might ask him. Again, we're not talking about bodily gender here. But that real, like, joy. Like, this person knows how to enjoy themselves. But also keep in mind that joy is the natural state of the soul. So with the card of the soul here, damn, these Mythic Tarot are hard to pick up. That we've got that Scorpio card there, the Queen of Cups, definitely something that the joy might very well be hidden, only comes out perhaps when he's feeling safe. And it feels like that safety could probably be something heavily experienced with this Divine Feminine, right? Particularly if he feels wanted. And it feels like she doesn't, like with that naughtiness, she's like, if you watch Legends of Tomorrow, I know I'm such a DC nerd, the guy, the heat flame, heat stroke, the hot one, the bald one, I have a thing for bald men, don't know why. I have the pretty hair, Leo rising, yeah? Yeah. So this feels like a very, very lovely couple. Like, I wouldn't mind hanging out, going out for a couple of beers and a few tequila shots with these two. But let's keep going. We've got 3 more cards to hit the table. Come here. We're going to ask the Whispers of Love Oracle to be the voices of the higher selves for this divine masculine and divine feminine, just giving them an indication of how their higher selves see all of this. Cool. Nice deep breath. Still point. The higher selves of all involved. Please, 1 card for this divine feminine exorcist in this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract for February-ish 2020. Please, higher self, a whisper of love for her, divine feminine, and please, higher selves, same contract, please, for this divine masculine bully, please, a whisper of love from the higher self. Let's look. The higher self for the divine feminine exorcist says forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. Now, I feel that that's true for anybody, but that is her means or her modality of exorcism is forgiveness. Forgiveness is the alchemical agent that transforms shadow to light, lead to gold, fear to love, and on and on and on. Pain to peace, on. It's forgiveness. Now, that forgiveness can very much come from, couldn't happen any other way. This shit was just scripted that way. I'm a soul that was chosen to play this role. And the funny thing about forgiveness, doesn't matter whether you forgive yourself or someone else, it's all in the quantum. Forgiveness is essentially saying, did the best that I could with the level of awareness, with the level of consciousness, level of pain that I was dealing with. Everybody fucks up, but that this lead can be turned into gold, that there's something toxic that can absolutely be turned into healing. But forgiveness, we need to look at it differently. Couldn't have happened any other way. I think she gets that. Look, Eckhart Tolle said, I believe it's in Power of Now, but I've read and listened to him so much I can no longer identify where it came from. But he said, if someone is possessed by pain and they murder someone, did they murder someone? Now, the logic one says, of course they did. He says, no, it's the pain body that did it, right? Because then afterwards, they're like, oh my God, what did I do? It is a form of possession. So really, read, study some Eckhart Tolle, particularly pain body. If you put E-C-K-H-A-R-T space T-O-L-L-E and the word pain, P-A-I-N, body, B-O-D-Y, 2 separate words, in any search engine, you will get info. You will get info about that because he talks about it a lot. And we're watching the detoxification of the pain body globally right now, even within the planet herself. So she's been doing that. That's like her gift, her deal. What's he got going? What's the whisper of love from his higher self? Romance. Lavish the one that you love with your personal attention and affection. Romance. He's ready. He may not know he's ready, but he is ready. That this is definitely a romantic soul. Now, they're giving me a little extra. I don't know if this is for everybody within the collective of this divine masculine Aries dealio, but it feels like why he's been such a bully is because his heart is so romantic. And keep in mind, he's Mythic Tarot. He's got the romantic knight, the Piscean card in his water position. So he probably doesn't let go. Oh, hence all the hidden Scorpio stuff there with that Queen of Cups is probably a total romantic sweetheart softie, but doesn't let people know about it, right? So that anytime there's anything intense or heart-centered, repressed like that, it has to be repressed with fear, some way, shape, or form. So get that he is really, truly a romantic soul. Oh, just like his name, Rory? No, Nick. God, I suck at names. Well, I won't spoil the show for you. Let's just say he's an author of a particular kind of fiction. So hot. Can you tell I'm a divine feminine? I love men who look like they can chew glass. I do. I like a strong, well, silent type. I can do the talking. Thank you very much if you haven't noticed. Very interesting couple here. I like these two a lot. let's get your last card. And that, of course, is one of the Healing Mantra cards from the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. I love these so much. My clients really love them. And just one of them for the whole soulmate contract. So whether you identify as the divine feminine, the divine masculine, or both, you will have this mantra to help each other heal, even if you haven't met yet, right? No guarantee these two have met yet, but if they have, one of you needs to be chanting this. Both of you would be ultimate, but we'll see how that goes. We're going to ask the Ascended Masters for this one. They're the ones that gave us bad choices, naughtiness, feeling unwanted, and joy. So let's see what they got to say. Nice deep breath. Still point. My Ascended Masters, please, one card. What is the perfect healing mantra for this Aries collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract between this divine feminine exorcist and this divine masculine bully for February-ish 2020. Please, or whenever they watch this, what is the perfect healing mantra for them? My masters, thank you. No idea what it is, not going to look, because I just want to say this card has two sides, as every card does. One is the mantra, the other is the name of the mantra. I use the name of the mantra to look it up in the little booky book, because it's helpful. And it's not very much, you can see it's teeny tiny, right? What's your mantra? Growing beyond guilt. I said this before, it couldn't have happened any other way. Couldn't have happened any other way. Whatever either or both of them have been through, it couldn't have happened any other way. It was scripted. It was written. We all need to grow beyond guilt. Wow. That was very, very clear. It was very synchronistic. Let me read it to you from the bookie of the book. Growing beyond guilt. It couldn't have happened any other way. When you grow beyond guilt, there is a heartfelt acceptance that any sequence of events unfolds in a perfect flow that is organized and expressed by the universe. Okay, so that everything happens not for a reason, but for a divine planned purpose. This takes the pressure of control off your shoulders so you can enjoy the way in which life has come to be. Since everything is destined to change and can only change you for the better, growing beyond guilt enables you to see how exquisitely the gift of life unfolds. This mantra is ideal for releasing the past, unhooking from karmic patterns, and forgiving yourself. It couldn't have happened any other way. It couldn't have happened any other way. Well, that certainly makes sense for these two, because I do get sort of that feeling like nobody becomes an exorcist because everything went their way all the time, right? Or that yes, she's got some bad choices, but feels like she doesn't mind the naughty part of that. You know what? Let's do the overview. We'll get more pieces that way rather than me doing piecemeal. Cool, cool. Magic clap. We start off with the divine feminine, with the exorcist archetype in the shadow, fear of facing her own inner demons, with the light attribute of freeing herself and others of destructive impulses. And I see that with the divine feminine, with the priestess in that element of fire, that she wants to be a vessel of the divine, but she wants the inner secrets, most likely the inner secrets going on in this divine masculine, because there's some hidden stuff there with that Scorpio card in the soul position. So she's interested. She's intuitively picking up on something, wants to know the deeper stuff there, and is willing to do the divine dance as necessary, but from a place of innocence and purity. What she has to help her get that, the Nine of Blades, critical focus, right? Really focusing in on something, whether that's focusing on the breath or focusing on him or focusing on her intuition. It's definitely about bringing the mind to that Nine of Blades to then bring her to the Ten of Blades resolution, all the pieces of the puzzle on the table. Reflecting to the element of air position, that she might be a bit over-focused on the divine masculine, either in herself, in her own life in general, or the divine masculine, this bully, which does indicate that if they've met, she's thinking about him a lot, or she's thinking about somebody like him in that way, at least in terms of type. Moving over to how she's feeling about this, Amaterasu, the sun. So there is a lot of light. You know, light exercises shadow, right? You know, you don't turn off the dark switch, you turn on a light. What happens to the shadow? The darkness. It's gone. That's a banishment of type. Of sorts, I should say. And so that emotion, so she's bringing a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. And keep in mind, he's got that joy card over here too from the Ascended Masters. So this feels like a very symbiotic couple. If they have not met yet, I think they're going to really enjoy each other, because even in her soul position, we've got this card of the Pisces, probably very divine, divine feminine, first wave, right? Empathic, energetically sensitive in her soul, but essentially can feel what's going on with this person, which might be a bit more of her wanting to understand what's going on in her intuition. Is this me I'm feeling, or is it, and again I'm doing air quotes, you can't see it, him, right? Because we're not talking bodily gender. And, you know, the angel that she's got, the healing angel that walks with her, is the angel of balance. So she's managed to balance all of this stuff, considering she's made bad choices, who hasn't, and still enjoys the luck of her naughtiness with that overall message from the higher self about forgiveness. That makes total sense. As does his. Looking here at this divine masculine bully, the shadow attribute, he's concealing deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. His light attribute, highlighting his tendency to intimidate others, helps him confront the inner fears that bully him, that of course he's not sharing with anybody. And we see that sort of in his cards here, that his element of fire, he wants transformation. He wants to transform these fears into something. He doesn't want to be so intimidating. He doesn't want to have to, like, piss lightning and crap thunder every day, chew glass, and just scare the crap out of people. But what he has to do that is the Page of Swords. Let's not say immature communication with the page. Let's say simple communication, like, I'm sorry. No long paragraphs, no diatribes, just, I'm sorry. I need help. I don't like it, but I need help, right? I like it, I don't like it. A man of few words, this feels like. And then moving, again, well, they both have air cards in the earth position, so it does feel like the communication between the two of them, he is probably going to come along slowly, but she's really been thinking about this. She probably has a lot to say. Moving up to his element of air, he's got the Three of Wands, that he's been mentally waiting, but he's also mentally loyal, perhaps to whatever this transformation takes. And probably one would say with that card of romance, the Knight of Cups, that mutable water in the element of water, the position of water, probably very much a loyal lover. Like, infidelity might not be his thing, considering he's got Archangel Michael. So this person probably has a huge honor code, but who can manage living up to a huge honor code 24/7, 365? That takes a saint, and honestly, I don't know any. I know lots of sinners who are alchemizing their ways into sainthood, and maybe that's all of us in one way, shape, or form. Because let's keep in mind, his soul card there is the Scorpio card. Definitely something hidden, something that will shed its skin sooner or later, revealing something perhaps more vulnerable underneath. That the problem that he brings is feeling unwanted, which would make anybody carry a tough skin around with them, right? Lots of armor, as it were, a facade, particularly of, well, you don't like me? Good, then I'm going to scare the crap out of you. I'll give you something to not want, right? That attitude, definitely a divine masculine category there, but kind of deep inside there is this grace of joy that still can find joy. Perhaps they are fleeting moments, but my sense is, with her sense of naughtiness, that they're going to really enjoy each other more and more and more and more. And let us not forget that the higher self is saying here that this is about romance, and he really, I'm kind of feeling, would love to lavish the one he loves with his personal attention and affection, but he's been feeling unwanted. So, odd man out, probably not going to jump to that. It's going to probably take her help as an exorcist to help him heal that. Remember, nobody can really heal anybody else, but we can certainly help each other heal. And how do they help each other heal? By growing beyond guilt. It couldn't have happened any other way. And I have a feeling like she's going to say that to him, but wouldn't it be cool if he got that for himself first, if he's the one watching this reading? pretty cool, Aries. That's why I love these soulmate reads. Very different than the twin flame reads. Totally different contract. Not even want to talk about those right now because this is really lovely. May this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract be blessed with all that they need to grow beyond guilt, to manifest the soothing, satisfying, help each other heal, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, sexual, intimate, romantic soulmate contract for the well-being of all in fulfillment of the divine plan. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching my Aries collective. I really hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. And I really hope these two have met. And if not, when they do, that this really works out well for the both of them. Because I like these two a lot. Cool, cool. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of it all, as I wish you, as I always do. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.